with Kimmi, yes. So Kimmi and I have this scene. And when I first get there, right, I don't really want to talk about the stuff they want us to talk about. I actually didn't want to talk about it when we worked out here at my house. But let me tell you the task that was given to me. Hey, you heard about such and such? Yes, I've heard about it. Everybody knows about it. Well, none of them want to talk about it. And we ain't going to be able to not talk about it. So we need you to try to get her to talk about it. Because we can't not talk about it. It's everywhere. I'm like, all right. But look now, if she don't want to talk about it, now I'll push a little bit, but I ain't pushing too much because I ain't doing it. But okay, I'll try. Great. So we had that here at the house. And if you notice, I tried to push just a little bit, but when I saw it was a total shutdown on it, it was kind of like not going to go nowhere anywhere else. I'm like, okay, cool. So then we have a one-on-one scene where I just showed you guys. And I really didn't want to talk about it. And I'm like, she don't want to talk about it. So I'm sitting here trying to be like, no, I'm not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. You said you don't want to talk about it, and we're not going to talk about it. Right? But then the conversation continues to happen. So what I showed you guys was a phone call that took place that day right after. And I you know, the one who doesn't want resolution and who's like bitter and mad and angry and fake and phony and all this stuff. I called Kimberly and I said, hey, so I just want to let you know, girl, I do not care nothing about this stuff. No lipstick, no none of that. I said, you know, production got me asking y'all this and asking these questions. I do not care. We talked for 21 minutes. I just showed y'all the phone call. Her response to me was, girl, I already know. I already know this production. I said, girl, yes. I said, honestly, I ain't even trying to do no drama for real. I wish we could get away from drama. We have a whole 20-something minute conversation. And I'm like, I don't care about it. I don't care about it. They're making me ask about it, but I really don't care. But you asked me in this scene not to mention it again. And I said, and I'm going to tell you what, you don't ever have to worry about me mentioning it again. And that's what it was. Conversation over, ended well, no problem, no animosity, nothing. See, that's how you get to resolution, right? As a cast. So that is why y'all then saw a scene after that where she was welcomed into my home, not just in my garage this time. Because we had such a great combo, a 21-minute combo that I just showed y'all. So I'm like, yeah, she can come in and say, oh, you know, I told the production, I said, y'all know what, I'm going to make my Rotel dip. I said, they used to love when I made my Rotel dip, and I kind of want some anyway, too, so I'm going to make some Rotel dip. I made Rotel dip. Came to my home. We ate. She brought a bone to me. And even in that, I'm going to be real with y'all. I literally don't even be that mad for real about people. I know we've got to have conversations that somebody's got to tell it. I don't even be tripping on it like that. But it makes it interesting to me when I see a title of Melody is addressed about her double standard. I've never told anybody on this show not to bring social media to me. Never. Ever. I've never done it. So if you want to say a double standard would be me saying, hey, don't bring social media stuff to me, and then I bring social media stuff to you. That's a double standard. I've never told people what not to talk about when it came to me. Never. Now, there were some conversations amongst other folks, but I never said what not to talk about when it came, because I always felt like if I'm going to do reality TV, I want it to be real. I want it to be real. I want it to be authentic, because the audience can feel when things are real and when they're not. They can feel it. You can tell, and that's what makes scenes not make sense. Whenever 1 minute people are about to fight, and then the next week they're all sitting up in a crowd together, bunched up like a bunch of peanuts in a bag. that's when it becomes to the point where we're no longer doing reality TV. And now you are trying to maybe just be actors and actresses. And I when I want to do that, I go learn a real script for a movie. I don't come to reality TV to do that. So I'm a little different when it comes to that. And again, I think that's some of the issue, but that's fine. So comes in, we eat, have a conversation. Actually, when the cameras go down, we actually stay longer. Now, I have cameras up there in the room because we sat in my sunroom. So y'all know the little area where you can, I've shown y'all before, you kind of look outside and see my backyard. You see the trees and all that. Well, that's my sunroom area, and I have chairs there. And we kind of sat in there and talked for a while. Just me and Kimmi. Camera's gone. We just chilling, eating, and talking. No problems. None. That's why after that, you then see us at the bachelorette party. No problems. See you at the vow renewal. Got no beef or problems. Matter of fact, at the vow renewal, at the reception part, when I sat at the table, because I had a name tag on my table, Tisha, Marcel, Kimmi, Maurice, they all came and sat at the table. We were all talking. We were talking about the kids and almost being teenagers and all this stuff, having just good, positive conversation. There was no drama being had, just talking and chatting it up. Then, of course, I left when I felt like a boundary was crossed that I had already shared with production that wouldn't be okay with me. So then I gracefully left. I didn't make a scene. I'm not finna go off and blow up. None of that. I gracefully, like the lady I am, got up, went over to Miss Nell and them. A part y'all didn't see is when I told her I was about to go, she called her photographer that they had paid to take pictures. Hey, Melody's about to leave. Come over here and take some pictures with us. I took some pictures with them. We took pictures. And I left. No big deal for me at all. And so at that point, no, and that's another thing. No, there was no violation of a protective order. That's another thing I noticed too. A lot of people think they know every single in and out of what has taken place when they pull documents. And some of the stuff y'all be saying that was active at the time, or this was this at the time, y'all had it all wrong. But that's another conversation for another day. So anyway, another conversation for another day. And so it was literally me having that boundary in place myself. Me, just know that. Me. Okay. So I left. No biggie. Nothing about it. Okay. Nothing about it. And I dipped out. I dipped out because when I ran up there to tell them bye, and Miss Nell motioned for the photographer to come take the pictures, Destiny tried to run up there too and was all up in my face. And I was like, okay. And I got out of there, dipped on out, right? So that was that. But there was no order in place at that time. It was my boundary that I set for myself. And I've learned that a lot of people don't do well with boundaries, or they're not good at sticking to them, to the boundaries, and whatever. And so they don't understand it. So when we get to the clips y'all have seen for the reunion, considering that I've had conversation, it's been understood why these questions are being asked, but I really don't care. And we have a great conversation about it. I've already met with Maurice. We hashed it out, apologized to each other. And I told him in that scene, I said, well, Maurice, I don't know if it aired. Y'all can tell me because I don't know. But I told him in that scene, I said, well, listen, Kimmi already mentioned she would like for me not to talk about it again. I said, and I'm going to tell you like I told her. I said, you ain't got to worry about me talking about it no more. That's it. And I never brought it up since. And if you think about it, the only people that I had the conversation or asked questions with was when the cameras was up filming. Nobody else I talked to on an everyday basis was I discussing some lips and red lipstick. Because I didn't really care. Okay? But I guess maybe production understands that they have more of one family on this show and they can stick together and choose not to talk about nothing. So then they got to see who can they get to ask the questions. That's fine, right? So Maurice and I, cool, calm, collected, makeup, apologies, we good. And he even understood. I said, maybe because you're around me when there's a person in the room that I don't fool with. So maybe that's why you don't get the nice melody, because the energy's already messed up. And he said, you know what, Mel? Don't know if they aired it or not, but in the real scene, he said, you're right. I feel you. Because I haven't been around you like without that. Because the only time y'all been around me is if we're filming. And usually everybody's there. So that was that. You know what I'm saying? And my Mimosas with Melody event happened. They came. I text Kimmi. And by the way, I also text Kimmi whenever he got arrested. I know there was a conversation about nobody reached out. There was a conversation about that nobody reached out, I think, but one or two people on this show. Do y'all want to see that text message? Because I definitely text. I definitely text Kimberly and checked on her for sure. Because again, like I've said, I understand how stuff like that as a woman can be a lot, because we do carry a lot. Yes, she said that. Oh, she did say that. So let me go ahead and hold on. Let me screenshot this text for y'all. So y'all gonna have to hold on because it's gonna pause. I'm gonna screenshot it to this phone and I'm gonna show you guys. Back. We back? So let's see. So let me show you guys this, because I think that I saw that in a clip and I remember thinking, dang, this is what we doing now? Like we just making stuff up? It's like, gosh, sheesh. Now, I don't even know the date of no arrest, so y'all gonna have to look that up for yourselves because I don't know. But I will show you my text. June 10th. Can y'all see that? Right there, June 10th. And I'll read it to you. Okay, June 10th. At 5:47 p.m. That's what that is. Hey, Kimmi, this is Mel checking on you, as I'm sure it's been a lot. So just checking on you, sending prayers. She wrote me back at 10 p.m. Hey, chick, I'm good. Appreciate you checking. Have a great week. August 3rd, I called her to invite her to Mimosas with Melody. She said, sorry, I missed your call. I'll be there. I said, hey, okay. I figured you might have been busy. It's for men and women. So I was inviting Maurice too. Let me know so I can have y'all a spot. She said, no problem. I'll tell him. Again, this is all after the whole conversations about any lipstick. That stuff is resolved. It's done, over, through, complete. And then August 13th, I text her, said, hi, Kimmi and Reese. Thank you both for coming out on Saturday. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. That's right here, August 13th. They came to my Mimosas with Melody event. I also sent her this video. She was with one of my millimeters, and my photographer, I think Freddie O, captured this. And I could just tell in this video that there was a moment those two had. I didn't know what it was, but I could tell there was some kind of moment. So I sent it to her, like they were hugging, and it was something. I just knew it was something. And anyway, she ended up telling me that the lady was a survivor of cancer. And so, yeah, they did have a moment, and I sent it to her. And then I sent her this picture from my photographer. I didn't have to. I sent this to them. I said, going through all the pics and videos now. We'll send you some throughout the next 2 days. That's me. That's what I said right there. Send her that. Freddie O took it. She said, good morning. Thanks, Mel. I said, good morning. Y'all look so nice. That's me right there. Good morning. Y'all look so nice. She said, thanks. Right? She said, yeah, the pics came out really nice. That lady I hugged in the video was a 30-year breast cancer survivor. That's her right there. She said the lady was a 30-year breast cancer survivor. So again, here we are talking. There are no issues. What? Okay. Then we get to October. Nothing happens in between that, just so y'all know. The vow renewal is the finale. I was sitting at the table. They came and sat at the table. We were all talking about kids and stuff. All good. Then the reunion happens. And for one, I thank God for my team, because my team is like, they're not about to let me cut a fool, no way, and get out of character, because I got too much going on, too much at stake. They gon' prep talk me every time. Hey, all right, listen, you go ahead and keep your calm now. Don't let nobody, you know they may come, don't let nobody come for you, and don't get you out of character. I'm like, all right. I was like, I'm not. Don't worry, I'm not. So then we get there on the stage, and there's this whole different energy that's totally different. Kind of, I ain't gonna lie, if I can be honest with y'all, it shocked me, and it's really sad. It's super, super sad, to be absolutely honest. It's very sad. That's all I say. It's very sad. And I'm sitting there, and I'm listening at all this vitriol that's coming out with somebody who, and this is why, again, I say y'all don't ever see any resolution. Because people put batteries in people's backs because they don't really want resolution. They don't really want resolution. How beautiful would it have been to have kept the real? Like, the real is what the combos is happening on these phones, the real. How beautiful would it have been to have kept the real, and y'all have been able to see, you know what, all that happened this season, but man, look, that's dope. That's dope. Like, they good. They good up there. They straight. How dope would that have been? The real. So instead, we got all this rah and I'm not fixing to really be rah. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm not gonna be rah with folks. I'm not doing it. Did I run off any stage crying? No. Did I shed a tear on that stage? No. Did I almost shed a tear on that stage? No. I don't know where that rumor came from either. But I'm definitely not going to be rah-rahing with you either. I'm still going to be respectful. I'm going to keep my composure. I'm going to smile to keep my composure, to make sure I stay okay. But to see how it went from that resolution to wanting moments, that is crazy to me. And I'm telling you, I remember going back with my team from the stage, and the one word I kept saying was delusional. Delusional. These folks delusional. That's all I can say. They delusional. Oh my gosh. How do we have conversations and there's resolution, and then you get up here and act a different way? Totally different. And again, I say that is why there is y'all don't witness resolution. It's not because, Melody likes to keep up mess and Melody likes to da-da-da. No, it's because you got some people who wanting promotions, more checks, or whatever the case may be, who are choosing to try to keep up mess. Like, who are choosing to, I need to have an issue with Mel on camera, who are choosing to do that. Because there's also a recording of someone on this show being told that they're not, because I inquired were they going to a scene, being told that they are on ice. And if you're in TV, on ice means like we're not putting you in nothing right now. That they're on ice is quiet, in other words. That they're on ice because they appear to be a male supporter and a millimeter supporter. Now, my team thought I was going to quit that day because we all heard it. And they thought I was going to quit that day. Because then it became, you know how when you're thinking something and you kind of think you know something, but then it's kind of different whenever you really hear it. Like, you really hear it, that becomes a whole different thing. That becomes a whole different thing. Just like how you might be like, I think my man cheating. But then if you see your man cheating or you see your woman cheating, it's a whole different thing. And now I've been sitting back and I see it and it all just makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. So why there was so much energy from Kimberly, I really can't tell y'all. I'm not going to come back here and address it again because I don't have anything. I can't tell you. I don't have anything that I can say about it. I can say that when she was going through her situation with cancer, I would check on her. I would send, and this is not just filming. I know y'all saw me go to her house one day with some white roses or something when we were filming a scene, she and I. But I sent flowers outside of camera. It wasn't just about camera time for me. See, this is when you talk about people not maybe being able to see eye and eye, but we know when to show up and pull up for each other, right? Period. So I sent flowers just because I'm like, let me put a smile on her face and she probably, you know, she's got a lot she's going through. I've had paid to have a meal made and sent over. I think we ended up talking about on a reunion one season. That wasn't filmed. That wasn't nothing. I ain't post about it. It wasn't, you know, it was just me trying to be a kind person. Because again, even though we ain't kicking it and hanging like we used to, if there was ever what you would have considered a real friendship, you show up for each other. You show up for each other. Now, if you ask me, has she ever showed up for me? No. No. Even when it came to the party, the cancer party thing we did for the show, her beating cancer. Whenever we had the conversation in production, I was like, I've been wanting to do something for her. So I'm gonna be real. I was just gonna set up like a massage. I told them I want to set up like a massage thing or whatever. And I think they said, well, Tisha was doing some kind of massage something. So you can do something else. But that was real. That was real. And so, yeah, but can I say that there's been a show up for me? No. And I don't let it get to me too bad because one thing I know is it's not where you sow. You don't reap where you sow, you reap what you sow. So at the end of the day, God is still sending the right people in my life to show me and give me and reciprocate, right? So it's all good.